Hey everybody, how are you doing? It's Frankie, your Universe United Mrs. 2025, and I'm here with another episode of Behind the Crown. So I am super pumped, right? I was able to be a spectator virtually for the Miss Royal United States pageant, and it was just an amazing production, um, put on by an amazing director, great support system. If you are looking for a system that is all level friendly, provides a fun environment for girls of all ages, I would definitely highly encourage you to look into the Miss Royal United States pageant system. Um, as definitely put it on your list. And I also will put a plug for my pageant system, Universe United Miss. That pageant system is every year in July. They give out a state appointed titles. Definitely another system to look into for sure. So, with that being said, we kind of talked about this before, right? How do you determine what pageant system is the best for you? I gave you some tips and tricks on things you should look into, but here is one thing that I would definitely encourage you to do is to actually go see the pageant. Yes, I said that, yes, go see the pageant. So if it is a pageant system that gives you a state appointed title and they do nationals, I highly encourage you to go to nationals. If you can't, if you don't, maybe you live in Florida and nationals is in Texas. Okay, cool. I would highly encourage you to download the live stream if possible, because I have definitely been turned off to I can't say some systems because it's only one, but I've gone to see in person this pageant, and I was after I saw the production, I was like, absolutely not. And I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't physically gone to the pageant, or even just, I guess you can hide some things in a live stream that you just can't hide for in person. Also to talk to people who have done the pageant system. You know, if you've talked to some people, they've only done it once and they never came back, ask them why. It could be something as simple as, oh, well, they do a non-compete clause, and my daughter's too young and I don't want her to be in a pageant system where she can't compete for a year. Okay, that's fair. Cool. You know, if it's something to the note of like they just don't put on a good production, I didn't feel like my daughter was cared about. Like those are the kind of things you want to know, and you won't know until you talk to people. Some people are going to be closed-lipped and they won't feel comfortable discussing things with you because they don't know if you're going to go back and tell the director. Pageantry can be like that sometimes. Very dog eat dog world, unfortunately. So when you can find that system where it doesn't feel like that, where you walk in and when you walk out you feel like family, that is definitely, a system that you want to be in. If you ever meet someone and they've done this pageant system for 7 years and they never won, but they keep coming back because they like the atmosphere that they're in, because they know, like, the longer the wait, the bigger the blessing. Because that's a thing, right? The longer the wait, the bigger the blessing. They say our time will come and will we love competing in this system. That might be a system you want to look into. Pageant systems that have people that come back year after year after year after year and they ain't won. That's a system you need to look into, because that means that there is something that system is doing that continues to pull people back in, and you can't count out a good experience. Like, imagine the best experience you ever had in whatever you were doing. It can be like that sometimes, because a lot of times people don't look at pageants as a win or lose thing. They say, I learn something every year. Every year I learn something about myself, about my daughter or whatever. Like, and I every year we continue to get better. So don't count out going to physically see that pageant, to see how it's produced, how it's put on. Do not hesitate to talk to other competitors who have done the pageant. Listen to their words, heed their words. There's no law saying you can't talk to a director. How friendly is the director? How fast do they reach back out to you when you send them a message? The responsiveness. I mean, I'm a director, and so I try to ensure that I provide top-notch customer service, right? Because you're paying me a lot of money, you know what I'm saying, you're for your daughter to come participate in something. So I definitely owe you a response to your questions and things like that. Like I owe that to you. That's good customer service. So that responsiveness of the director or the stage manager or whomever, the event coordinator, whoever is the person that, filters through questions or anything like that. How much information are you being given or how much information you can find? Um, you know, some pageants have a whole handbook, like, and it's very detailed and it's not something hidden. You can see it right now. So you can actually see the expectations of what you need for competition week and like all the things. They're being very communicative. There's no gatekeeping, as some may see, right? Are they gatekeeping information? It shouldn't be like that, right? They want you to be in their pageant. So they should be very forthcoming with any information or questions that you might have. Um, but man, Royal United, I can't even talk right now. It was just a beautiful production, and I literally just got off the phone with one of the competitors' mothers, and she just talked about how much of a good time her daughter had, and that they will continue to do this pageant forever. And so, like, that's the kind of system that you want to do. Those are the kind of systems you want to look into. Those are the kind of systems that you want to be a part of, where, like I said, you walk in as a stranger, you walk out as family. And I can admit, I can definitely say this: my Universe United Miss is that system for me. Like that first year I competed, I really did have a good time. I didn't win. I got first runner up, but I walked away feeling like these girls were my family. I keep in touch with my sister queens that year. Like I check on them. One of the girls just had a baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we you compete in other pageants. I congratulate them for their wins. Like it really is like a family. Like there are girls that were in that pageant that I still keep in touch with now. I've judged their pageants. They're directors in other systems. We see each other all the time in the competition circles. And it's just something about, like, for me, it wasn't catty or anything like that. Everyone wanted you to win. And like, oh my goodness, thinking about it makes me want to cry a little bit. But when I came back that for year two, a lot of people came back as well, and everyone really understood how much I wanted to win this title. And when my name was called, the cheers, the amount of cheers, like it was insane, because that is my pageant family. That is my tribe. And I've talked about that in a different video. Like, you have to have a tribe. You have to have people that support you. You have to have someone that when you show them your outfit, if it doesn't look good, that they come back and say, "Nah, girl, that ain't it." Like, and so you get that in a really good pageant system. And granted, like, you can't experience the camaraderie and the sisterhood if you haven't competed in that pageant system, but you can definitely tell a lot from their production, how they put on, what the other competitors' parents or competitors are saying about the pageant system, and then just the information flow from the director. And so those are some of my tips and tricks when it comes to determining, just to caveat on a past video on, really how you decide what system, like how do you start, dwindling it down to figure out exactly which systems that you want to do, or the ones you're going to continuously, you know, spend your money in if you don't win. Like, if you don't win, are you going to come back next year? You got to think about that, because at some point, depending on what your goals are, you have to make that decision. But I can definitely tell you that a system that makes you feel like family, you're going to want to go back to. So, anyway, that comes up to our time. So thank you again for listening. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to subscribe and like. I appreciate you guys. All right.